Hey everyone, I'm Bobbi.
And I'm Lois, and we're with Celebrate Recovery at CrossRoads Church.
Hey Lois, I'm so excited to get to come together and chat with you today about something that we're both passionate about, and that is Celebrate Recovery.
Mm-hmm.
So Lois, why don't you tell me something that's really exciting in Celebrate Recovery these days?
Well, what's really exciting, Bobbi, is that we are going to start meeting again live in
Yay.
person August the 21st.
Oh, that's exciting. Get that on your calendars.
Mm-hmm.
Lois, what's been happening recently for you that was so exciting?
Well, it was exciting for you too, I think.
Yes, it
Last
was.
week we were at the Celebrate Recovery online summit, and we
Yes.
had a chance to meet here at the church. There was about 12 of us, but there were 17,000 people around
Awesome.
the world participating in the summit. And what is the summit? The summit is like a conference for everybody involved in Celebrate Recovery. And so we heard all kinds of new and interesting things about leading our program. It was really a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, Lois? There's lots of people at CrossRoads Church that have not actually yet heard about Celebrate Recovery. They don't know what it's about. So why don't you tell them what Celebrate Recovery is about?
Sure. Celebrate Recovery is a Christ-centered recovery or healing program for anybody. I really want to stress it's for anybody who's dealing with some sort of a hurt, a hang-up, or a habit in their life. And hurts can lead to hang-ups, and hang-ups can lead to habits.
Mm-hmm.
So you might wonder, what do I mean when I say a hurt? A hurt can be anything. It can be a little hurt or a big hurt. It might be from your childhood. Perhaps you had grown up in a family where there was some dysfunction, or maybe you were just bullied on the playground. It could be a small hurt or a big hurt. It could be hurts from divorce, neglect, sexual, physical, emotional abuse, all those kinds of hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And those hurts really need to be healed, like
They do.
with the help of Jesus.
Yes, they do.
And if that doesn't happen, those hurts can turn into what we call hang-ups. And hang-ups are a belief that you have about yourself or perhaps about other people.
Yep.
Hurts can lead to hang-ups that are things like resentments, holding on to bitterness. It can be unforgiveness. It could be perfectionism. It could be all kinds of hang-ups that are just causing a little bit of problem in your life. And then a hang-up can turn into a habit, and not the good kind.
You're right.
The habits that show up as chemical addictions, drugs and alcohol addiction, shopping addiction.
I can relate to that one, Lois.
Yep. Gambling.
Uh-huh.
Pornography, food issues, and we hear so much about that.
Right.
Right.
But what did we learn at Summit? And we've actually heard it before about who comes to Celebrate Recovery.
Right. A lot of people think it's just for drugs and alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
but actually only 1 in 3 people come to Celebrate Recovery to deal with a drug or alcohol problem.
Yes, that's true.
The other 2/3, at least, I would say, are here for some other issue.
Could be relationship, could be codependency, could be anger.
All those things.
All those things, yes. Yeah. Totally. You know, Pastor Sean had mentioned a couple of weeks back that broken people break people.
Exactly.
And so doesn't matter where you're at in that cycle of life, if you have a hurt, habit, or hang up, Celebrate Recovery is a place that can help you. But you know what, Lois, what we've seen over the years is that some people don't even recognize that they do have something going on, because life can look pretty good. Kids are doing well, work is going well, and sometimes it's really challenging to be able to identify that there are issues, because I remember attending CR for years or months and not realizing that I actually had a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. That is so true.
It took time for me to realize that I had ways of thinking. It's those belief systems that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And what about the word recovery?
Yes. The word recovery is, I think, a stumbling block sometimes for people.
I do too.
I think you could replace the word recovery with healing. Mm-hmm. Remember in Cambodia, they didn't actually have a word for recovery.
Yeah.
And so we used the word healing when we were over there. It can be sanctification.
It is sanctification, isn't it, Lois?
Yeah, it's a process.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
we actually become like Jesus, get the character of Jesus built into our own lives. So, Lois, lots has been happening since COVID. What's going on in Celebrate Recovery now?
Well, we had to quit meeting in person
We did.
in March, right? We got the word that the church was going to shut down in terms of meeting on site, and so we had to shut down our on site meetings. And so we missed a couple of weeks only, but then we discovered that we could run our groups online using Zoom. And we got the Zoom groups up and running, and it was way better than I expected it was going to be. We've had lots of people coming out, and we've had new people contact us just about every week.
That's amazing.
It is really amazing, and it's been so good. Yeah.
It's interesting that even through COVID and like you say, the new people know where to go to get support.
They do.
And so that is just really, I don't know, special to me that, even going to an online group where you don't know anybody, that they still know that that's a place that they can go.
Yeah.
So, again, Townsend had mentioned that at this conference that we just attended that Lois was talking about, that we're going to hit the ground running when all the restrictions of COVID lift. So yes, our group size might be a little bit smaller to begin with, but I don't think that the problems have become smaller in our community or in the world around us. I think that they've become more prevalent and more aware. And so I think that this slowdown time has given us opportunity to rest and train and get ready to get running again when the restrictions lift.
I agree, Bobbi. I agree.
Yeah.
Things aren't going to be exactly the same.
They're not, are they?
When we get back together. And one of the things that a few of the things that are going to be different is we're not going to have our meal. We've always enjoyed starting our night with the meal.
Yeah.
So we weren't going to have a meal for the first little while. Unfortunately, we aren't going to have childcare or our celebration place in Landing. That's our kids program. So those ones are just going to have to wait a little while.
Yeah.
We'll get them going soon, but we won't have those at first. We're going to have to be socially distanced in our groups, and that's going to take some getting used to.
Yeah.
Or we'll wear masks. I know.
A mask?
A mask. That's, at Celebrate Recovery, we always say it's a place where you can come and take off your mask. And now we're going to tell people this is a place where you're going to have to wear your mask unless you can be distant.
And worse, Lois, is we're going to supply their masks.
That's right.
You know what? In the Celebrate Recovery world, that's hilarious.
I think it's hilarious.
Lois, I just have to take a moment and mention that I think you've done an outstanding job through COVID, that you were able to move our ministry to the online platform quickly. You might have said we had a couple weeks there where we weren't able to gather, but your quick action actually, I think, was a game changer for a lot of people. We'd heard from Dr. Townsend at our recent summit that in times of crises, our brains crave structure and order. So your ability to get those meetings accessible online so quickly, I think, was dynamite. I think you helped so many people by moving so quickly.
Oh, thanks, Bobbi.
Yeah,
thanks.
well done, Lois. In a nutshell, what do you want our people, our CrossRoads family, to remember about Celebrate Recovery and to know about us?
Right. So I want you to know that we're starting live again on August the 21st. I want you to know that everybody can come to Celebrate Recovery.
Yes.
It's open to absolutely anyone who's interested in exploring a hurt, a hang-up, or a habit. It's a program, it's a safe place.
Yes.
We create a safe place for people to learn and to grow and really to deepen their walk with the Lord.
Totally.
It's anonymous and it's confidential.
What does that mean?
It means that we don't share anything that happens in our groups with anyone else outside of the groups. And we don't tell anybody who comes to Celebrate Recovery.
Right.
It's an anonymous program.
Yes. So Lois, where can our people find more information?
They can find more information. They could email to cr@crossroadschurch.ca and send any questions that you have. We'll be happy to answer them.
Or they could check us out on the CrossRoads Church website.
That's right.
It's been awesome chatting with you, Lois.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yes.